My name is Flora. I'm 31. I live in Oregon now. But this happened in my little craftsman house outside Portland. The kind of house that creaks at night, even when no one's there. My husband was named Leo, and Leo was perfect on paper. Therapist. Soft-spoken, the kind of man who would make you tea and ask you how your childhood trauma was doing. Everyone loved him. My mom loved him. We'd been married for 5 years. No kids. Just us and our dog, and this house we were renovating ourselves. Leo had a rule: we don't keep secrets. That was his whole brand. Radical honesty, he called it. It sounded healthy at first, until I realized only I was being honest. I found out on a Wednesday at 2:17 a.m. He was asleep next to me. His laptop was open on the floor, glowing. He'd been seeing a client late, or so he said. His email was open, and there it was. A folder, not even hidden, labeled I. Inside were dozens of emails, photos, voice notes, all from a former client of his. A 24-year-old girl named Ivy. She had severe abandonment issues, anxiety, history of all stuff he had told me about in his confidential, but I need to vent way. He was sleeping with her. For 8 months. In our house. In our bed when I was at my sister's. The last email was from her. It said, "Please, you said you loved me. You said you'd leave her. I can't do this anymore." And his reply, sent at 11:43 p.m. that same night while I was downstairs making him chamomile tea, said, "You're being hysterical again. This is why no one stays. Stop contacting me, or I'll have to block you and tell everyone you're unstable." I just sat there on the cold floor. My hands weren't shaking. That's what scared me. I felt nothing. Like someone had turned the volume all the way down on the world. He woke up around 3 a.m., found me sitting there, and didn't even flinch. He just looked at the laptop screen, then at me, and said, "It's so calm, so therapeutic. It's time you got to know how it feels to be betrayed." He said it like he was helping me grow. Like betrayal was a vitamin I was deficient in. He said, "You've been so complacent, Flora. So needy." I needed to feel something real. Ivy was real. And you snooping? That's a betrayal of my privacy. Now you know how it feels. I didn't scream. I just closed the laptop. "You're right," I whispered. "I get it now." He smiled. He thought he had one. He went back to sleep in like 5 minutes. That was his first mistake, thinking I was done. I didn't want to key his car. I wanted him to feel what Ivy felt. That specific good, makes you question reality kind of betrayal, where the person who's supposed to keep you safe is the one who ruins you. So I didn't leave. I stayed, and I became the perfect wife. Even more perfect. I started waking up early, making his favorite sourdough. I was supportive, affectionate. For 2 weeks straight. He got uncomfortable. He kept waiting for the fight. When the fight doesn't come, guilty people start inventing it. He kept detailed session notes. Super illegal to keep at home on his personal hard drive. I copied everything. Every unethical thing he had done. Not just Ivy. There were 3 other clients he had crossed lines with. Small things at first that turned into big things. He had a God complex. He thought he was saving these broken girls. I didn't send them to the board. Not yet. That's too quick, too merciful. I found Ivy's Instagram. Private, sad. I made a fake profile. A woman from a support group. I just said, "It's not your fault. He does this. You're not unstable. You're being manipulated. You have the emails, right? Keep them." She left me on read for 3 days. Then she replied, "How do you know?" I said, "Because he did it to me too. And he told me you were crazy." "You're not." That seed grew. She started posting again. Not about him, but about healing. About not letting men make you feel insane. Leo was so proud of our perfect couple image. So I started telling stories. Small ones. At our neighbor's BBQ, I'd laugh and say, "Oh Leo, remember when you sleep talked about Ivy?" "Who's Ivy?" "Haha, so random." At his friend's dinner, "Leo's been so stressed lately. Says he can't look at our bed." Burnout is so real for therapists. I never accused. I just planted little crumbs of doubt. His friends started looking at him weird. His mom called me worried. "Is Leo okay? He seems off." The paranoia started eating him alive. He started checking my phone, following me when I went for walks. He'd come home and sniff the air like he could smell another man. He stopped sleeping. He started taking his own anxiety meds that he prescribed to clients, which was also super illegal. One night, about a month later, it was raining. The house was creaking. I was in the kitchen just washing dishes, calm as ever. He comes in, eyes red, hair a mess. He'd lost like 15 pounds. You did something, he whispered. Ivy blocked me, then emailed me saying she knows what I am. My colleague asked me about my personal boundaries today. What did you tell people, Flora? I dried my hands, looked right at him the same way he looked at me that night. What do you mean, babe? We're radically honest, remember? He grabbed my shoulders, not hard but desperate. Why are you being like this? You're scaring me. And I smiled, the first real smile I'd felt in a month. I'm not doing anything, Leo. You're just being hysterical again. This is why no one stays. I used his exact words, word for word. Same tone he used with Ivy. His face just collapsed. Like someone finally turned the mirror around. That night he packed a bag and left to stay with his brother. Said he needed space. While he was gone, I sent the entire drive, with client names redacted for their protection, but with his notes, his emails, his timeline crystal clear, to the Oregon Board of Psychology. Anonymously, I also left a single printed email on his pillow. His last email to Ivy, and under it I wrote in Sharpie, "Now you know how it feels." The board suspended his license pending investigation. His brother, who is also a therapist, read the file and told him he needed to get help and couldn't stay with him. Ivy and 2 other women filed formal complaints. His perfect, soft-spoken reputation, gone, evaporated. He tried to come back to the house a week later. The locks were changed. His stuff was in neat labeled boxes on the porch. The dog was with me because the dog always knew. He sat on the curb in the rain and cried, called me over and over. I watched him from the upstairs window, sipping my tea. I didn't feel triumphant. I didn't feel happy. I felt quiet. Finally, quiet. Like that low hum of anxiety I'd lived with for years, of trying to be perfect enough that he wouldn't leave, was finally turned off. He wanted me to know how betrayal feels, so I taught him, and me. I still live in that house. It doesn't creak anymore. I sleep through the night now. Deep, dreamless, delicious sleep.